Welcome back to my 100 mod Bannerlord playthrough, and welcome back to a dawn of our brand new invasion of the Aseria lands. We are about to launch an offensive that will hopefully see them pushed back across the river and really secure our lands in the east. I'll make sure to go ahead and say a big thank you as well to everybody who has been liking this series. I very much do appreciate it. The series itself has been getting an absolute ton of likes and comments, so keep that up and I'll make sure I keep on posting as many of these episodes as I can. Our first objective, however, in this war is to 100% start taking a ton of these castles. There's like 4 very secure castles in the valleys and mountains of the Aseria lands that I would love to take and basically just fortify this position. After doing that, we can then look to maybe take the cities around that, but I think these castles are going to be of the utmost priority, so that's what I'm going to be focusing down for the time being. As well as that, these wars have been going on for some time now, so a lot of the factions I think are starting to peace out. We've peaced out with the Northern Empire, the Western Empire, and Valandia. And obviously that means that the AI is doing exactly the same. A lot of them are only fighting maybe 3-4 people now, which is pretty interesting. However, the Aseria are still fighting all 6 of us, so they are still going a whole hog, but they have the most men out of everybody, numbering close to 23,000. The Kazakhites have 24,000, so they're pretty scary, and everybody else still kind of dwindling. I'm really surprised, however, that the Sturgeons have 20,000, as we have as many towns and almost as many castles as them, and yet they can still muster that many soldiers. It's actually pretty impressive. I wonder if they're going to be launching a pretty big counter-offensive against the Northern Empire, the Britannians, or even the Kazakhites over here in the east. Okay, scratch that. It seems like this castle on the right-hand side crashes whenever I try and siege it. Again, I think at this point in the campaign, we just kind of have to go along with the crashes and just avoid them. I might try and get my AI parties to attack that. I can probably make that happen in some way. But yeah, there's always going to be some issues here and there when it comes to these crashes. When we're 50-60 hours into a campaign with over 100 mods, you kind of got to give it some leeway. A measly 20,000 gold to not siege this. Now, in the early game, that would have been absolutely amazing. But at this point in the campaign, there is no way I'm going to be, kind of giving up the ability to take this castle for that little cash. So what I'm hoping that the AI does is I'm definitely debating, because our army is just so strong right now. I think what we're going to do after this battle, depending on if I see any of the 22,000 Aseria soldiers moving around, is I think I might, and they're just going to surrender to us. Perfect. I think what I might do is literally just go in and go solo, so basically just maneuver around by myself so that I don't have anybody else to hold me down or anything else along those lines. Actually, scratch that. I thought they were troops. These are just for prisoners. That's fine. We starved them out. The food situation as well at this point in the game is definitely a little bit shaky for a lot of the factions, and that's mainly my fault. I take 100% full responsibility because I made everybody go to war with everybody. It meant that caravans weren't going around, which has severely dampened the supply chains of the world. So it's kind of something I created without really thinking about too much, which is interesting and actually funny how that affects the game. But nice, we managed to take that castle without too much issues. Obviously we can't take this one, annoyingly. I think now we're going to drop off some men in the garrison, which should hopefully help. They have 111 defenders. That's not bad. And then we're just going to make our way over here to the north and just try and conquer these castles before maybe moving on to a city or two. Yeah, because the overall plan, which I've mentioned a few times, is to push the Aseria back across this river. When we basically kind of secured all this land, kind of to the west, and I think we actually have a very nice looking empire at that point. After that, though, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. Like, are we going to go for a world conquest in this campaign? Is there, like, should I just be happy with taking something? I mean, it would be quite cool if I could go and maybe form one of these new unique kingdoms, like reforming the Imperial Caradia. I'll need basically all the empire to do that, so that could be our next goal. So maybe that is something that we do. Unite Greater Britannia as well. I don't think I care too much about that. That could be a fun, different campaign, though. But yeah, maybe that should be our goal. Let me know what you guys think of it down below in the comments. Like, should we go for the reforming the Imperial Caradian in our own kind of image? We would obviously need a lot of settlements and a lot of settlements in our culture, which is going to be, hard. It basically is just all Imperial lands to do something along those lines. But definitely something that we could do. So I think we've recently gave Balin a couple castles. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to a Baron over here. Hopefully he will, he'll use that well and be able to stock it up. I don't want to end up giving these guys too much land. And I think what I'll do probably from now on is go and just take the land myself so I can go and create new clans, as that's something we're going to need to do. Speaking of which, how are my new parties looking? So we don't have anybody else who can become a party, right? Nope. And they're actually stacking up quite nicely. We've got 3 of them in our army. My lord's party size as well is 184. So is this guy as well. Wow. I mean, to be fair, everybody's is really high. I assume it's because we are the max rank as well. Okay, let's continue on. And what I'm going to actually do as well before we go off is I'm going to go to our faction war. And then I should, be able to set the aggression of my army. Yeah, right here. So you guys go offensive. So this should basically mean in the Aseria war, everybody goes offensive. And then I want to stick all these other ones to defensive so that we don't get overrun or like go off and do anything else. So this should hopefully mean that the AI armies I've got roaming around, which isn't like a full one, but there's plenty of men out there that can form one. They'll be able to then, hopefully form an army. Speaking of which, actually, maybe they can't because of my court. Yeah, I'm not sure what laws we have that people can actually form armies. Do I have? This is my chancellor. Who is our Grand Marshal? Is Arik Ironside. Is he currently in my party? And that's why. Arik Ironside. So he is currently in my army, which is, I'm thinking that could be why nobody else has formed a party. So let's actually do this then. We'll go down a couple men. Arik, you go off on your own and do your own thing. Even though it says that you're 3 days away from me, why are you... Oh, that's how long they've been in the army for, maybe. Yeah, we're going to send Elric away in the hopes that he'll then go off now and form his own army and then start taking land, but maybe I can't because it crashes the game or whatever reason. There honestly is so many interesting mechanics in this game that, you know, with Banner Kings and the other mods I'm still discovering right now. Yeah, you can see immediately he makes an army. That is why. Okay, perfect. Because I think right now, for whatever reason, only like our Grand Marshal can make armies. So as soon as we do that, he makes one suddenly. Okay, cool. So we're starting to figure things out. Again, there's just no food. Okay, this is more reasonable. 150k is actually pretty reasonable. They have 6 days of food as well, but again, they're just so outnumbered. They're like, yeah, whatever. We don't want the smoke with you and your massive army. We could try and starve them out if we want to, just force them to surrender. Their chance is high, and I think the Aseria are just busy elsewhere right now, though we're not having to worry about them too much. So we could just try and starve them out. We are very low on food though. It's something I notice and keep on forgetting to replenish. So we're gonna probably have to return back to a city, which means we're gonna probably have to actually assault this. I'm not gonna make you guys watch this battle though, because you know you guys have seen these easy battles time and time again. Ooh, hello, a nice little camel rider. And one of the cool things about the mods we have is that they really do make the camel riders very deadly in these mods. So we are going to take him. Why not? Because, you know, who doesn't want more camels in their army? So nice, another castle taken. And I took this one for myself. We are running very low on food, though. So we're going to have to probably make an aggressive move or a defensive move back, because we, of course, we're surrounded in the desert by all these Aseria lands. Oh, and Valandia have offered us an alliance. So this means if they go to war or we go to war, they would join us in that. Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, the thing is, the reason why they want to do this is because even though that I've fought Durhart in my independence war, he still likes me. He still likes me for my time serving, and a lot of the lords in Valandia also like me. So yeah, we'll take that. Nice. Okay, cool. So we now have, if we take a look at it, an actual alliance with Valandia. 40 days remaining of that, but we can keep on remaking that if we need to. And obviously we'll back them up in their wars as well. Okay, cool. I like it. You know, Valandian culture dominance taking over the world. Hell yeah. Oh, and even though as well we are... Oh, there's an Aseria army. I saw it. Okay, good. Even though we are running very low on food, something I do need to make sure that I don't forget to do is claim these in our hierarchy. So claim as many of these castles as I can so that they get brought into my kingdom. And unfortunately, this one, I can't make sure that we're converting it right. Take action, no, because I can't manage the settlement. So yeah, I can't go into the building and make sure that we're culturally converting. But that's fine nonetheless. But the AI should be doing it, I think. Okay, let's hunt down this 500 stack. I'm kind of debating as well disbanding our army if we have to. We could also force these guys to give us supply as well if we needed to. So yeah, let's force peasants to give us supplies. For some reason, the garrison is trying to stop us. I don't know why they would ever think that would be a good idea. Basically just coming to their death. And they have no food to give us. Or is this just the armor, maybe? I mean, either way, I don't want that loot. I just want the supplies. Actually, that it doesn't look like the AI likes it when you try and forcefully take their resources. We can, however, maybe try and buy some, which would hopefully give us a day or two. Yeah, they don't really have a lot. We can also take the chickens and the geese. I think that will allow us to hopefully take them down and make them into food. That should give us not enough time, but who knows. Hopefully, is there another village we can get to? We either go for the olives or we go for this settlement. I guess we go for the olives, and yeah, the army starves, and I guess we break apart when we don't have enough food. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna rush north then in the attempt, but actually it looks like they're going to try and fight us. Yeah. You don't like it when we're eating. Nobody cares. It makes no difference. Let's go in on this army though, because if we can defeat them, even though we're starving, we can then obviously flip that around on them. And it's a pretty even battle apparently. Oh, we got the Sultanate himself is here. Finally, a good battle. And we even got some Viking mercenaries. Ooh, let's do it. One thing I'm actually really looking forward to as well with this war against the Aseria is the sheer change in the scenery. I feel like for too long we've been fighting in like the Landian lands, and it's just been the same old for a long time. So this should hopefully make for a pretty exciting battle. I'm also going to split up my missiles a little bit as well, having 2 squads of missiles. We can then utilize them, I think, a bit more effectively, letting them outflank. I think that'll be a very nice addition. So they did technically attack us, right? So they should be coming at us. I'm not sure if that is going to be the case or if they're just going to take up on that hill. And what do their armies look like? Very good infantry. You got Helios Guard in there. You got Imperial soldiers, some pretty high tier Aseria units. Their cavalry is going to be what's really scary, or as I should say, cavalry is what's going to be really scary. They definitely outperform most of the horse units. So, and we obviously want to use our missiles as well. Okay, so they are... Okay, they're playing defensive, which is fine with me. It means we can utilize the high ground. So we're going to go here. Then we're going to take our missiles and just do a pretty basic formation with some cavalry round the back. And then when we're in position, we're going to then probably rotate our formation into like a wedge so that when their cavalry hits us, we can repel that, take that down, and then focus our infantry elsewhere. Okay, this is actually quite good for us. The AI's pushed their formation a little bit around the side. So what we can now do is have like a line there and like a line here. And then just have our 2 squads of missiles like both kind of up here on this hill and utilize the high ground to our advantage. If we're still not in range or still not doing enough damage to them, I think I'm going to make my way up there and try and take the hill and then kind of shoot down on them. That will definitely get us some kills. Okay, so that's exactly what I decided to do. We've got 1 infantry line defending back flank from the enemy missiles, and then we've got another obviously defending from them 37 camels, and the missile fight is going off. We are taking casualties though. We've lost like 13 14 soldiers. We are kind of taking they're taking their pound of flesh, I should say. And that's not even with their cavalry attacking us yet. So I'm going to continue with this skirmish, I think, for a little bit longer. And we might have to move in because we definitely have the infantry quality. But so far, their missiles are actually doing a sizable amount of damage to my army. Their cavalry is charging in. Okay, let's maybe try and shift the infantry across a little bit. I want to try and intercept these as they come flying in. I ideally don't really want them hitting into my missiles if I can help it. And if the infantry can help out in any way, that should be great. Seems like we've already sent them packing, which is not bad, and we've managed to take a few of them out. Again, every camel we take down, it's going to severely affect their ability of kind of fighting back, and we'll take that guy's head for his malfeasance right there. Nice. Okay, time to be a bit more aggressive, I think. Let's get our infantry on this ridge, and we'll bring up our archers just to kind of support them. It seems like their camels are coming back in, but we have a very scary line. Oh, I think I know exactly what they're doing. They're just skirmishing right now, which is fine. I mean, it's a smart move from them, but if we get any of our spears, the camels go down very quickly. They have a lot less armor than the cavalry does, so we can utilize that to our advantage, and we're going to take this ridge. And if the AI takes the bait and tries to attack us up this hill, we can then utilize it elsewhere. Again, the enemy line being pushed back once more. Okay, good. And then we can ideally get our missiles up here to start firing down on them. Are they going to charge us again? I can't imagine they are, right? Though we don't really have too many spears in this army. Yeah, they are coming in again. Very kind of aggressive moves right there. That one getting taken off. Yeah, the ones that actually do end up hitting into our front line really do perish quickly. Lots of green as well. The archers being so close, they can hit the riders as they approach us. Perfect. And that's going to be it. That's going to force the AI in. Okay, let's get our infantry line right here. In shield, we're playing very defensive. Missiles just above that. We got a secondary infantry line can start turning. Our next missile line can come in to hit these guys. This is going to be perfect. Hell yeah. The enemy cavalry coming up the hill at us. Oh, that's so bad. I mean, this left flank is breaking a bit, but nothing too crazy. And now we have the complete hill right here as they come in once again. Yeah, this is going to be a real nice kind of cleanup. And now our infantry line is breaking down. We got the missiles here helping out, firing into the sides. Let's wrap our missiles around here. Yeah, let's get our missiles around. There's just a few of them here. So let's just charge these guys in so they'll finish off whatever remains right here really quickly. And then we'll reorganize them to start wrapping up the flank. Our front line though should be doing very good, especially with all our missiles here as well. Yeah, very nice indeed. I mean, they got a bunch more horse. Where the hell did all these come from? Okay, cavalry, go deal with them. I have no idea where they came from. But now let's get our infantry. We'll get them out of shield wall. Do we send them into this or do we send them into this? Let's send them after their missiles. Let's just go after the missiles and then we'll charge them. I need to do something about all these horse archers though, all these skirmishers. There is a lot of them. Where did they come from? Yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty decent at them, but we are taking casualties now. Hopefully, our cavalry's now just turning up. I definitely did not utilize that cavalry well. Yeah, they've got some really good horses. That's a little bit scary. Let's come back round. Yeah, it's all like Kuzai, and I do barely any damage there as well. Okay, you guys just charge now. Finish up the enemy missiles. That was quick. That was very quick. Now we can wrap around, and I can leave the charge back up here as well. Let's do exactly that. Let's leave the charge up. Hopefully dealing with the enemy missiles as we go along. A few of their infantrymen are now breaking formation, realizing that they are getting enveloped. That should be done very, very quickly. And now just charge. And you guys... Yeah, you guys just charge as well. No, wait. Yeah, you guys charge. And that should be their infantry line sandwich. They did get more reinforcements, I think. Yeah, they got some reinforcements, but look at this perfect envelopment of their formation. You love to see. I mean, it's kind of hard to see because we're both yellow. Maybe for this war, we could change from gold to, like, red or something. But it's nice to get our casualties up, take down the enemy formation very nicely. I mean, as I said, I think they have reformed somewhere. There's a few more riders over there. Is that it? Do they have nothing left? I think that might actually be it. Okay, good, nice. Well, that's that then. Yeah, we got 50 men left. Perfect. Everybody just charge now. Wrap up the battle. I think it's just going to be like rogue horses and other units that maybe haven't retreated quite yet. I think these other 15 men that spawned in, unfortunately, they came to their death as I just take out one of their heroes right there. And then a pupil. Unfortunately, his master will have to avenge him. And there's two more right there. Wow. And then the final one. Everybody else is fleeing. I'll let a few of them go just so they can tell the tale of the mighty Dong leader. Another 15 kills for me, which is good. Our tactics are almost at 150, which is perfect. A few other characters also. Our queen, Miss Apollo, is doing a pretty good job. And we ended up losing 50 men, which honestly I'm pretty happy with. Considering that initial volley, we were really looking a bit shaky. But after that, you know, things definitely did turn around. Oh, wow. They also had 150 troops. And there's some units here I've actually not seen. I've not seen these soldiers before, which are really cool. Are these like... No, these aren't. Yeah, these are just part of a separate mercenary clan, but it's so cool. There's so many units here I haven't even seen before. These guys look really cool, almost like ninjas. That's nice. And there's also some of these guys as well. I mean, they must have good stats, right? Yeah, pretty decent. I mean, got some Vikings. So there's a lot of like minor faction troops in this army. I mean, we kind of have to take the Valandians. These soldiers are just too good not to take. They really are like the best troops that we do have. We can have to 470, so we can actually have a handful more if we wanted to. I guess let's also take some of these elite soldiers. We're not going to get them too often. Some of the Oxmen as well. I mean, they look kind of cool, pretty basic. We'll take some of these spearmen, help kind of help pad out our ranks, like the Valandians. And we have 5 more soldiers. I mean, it makes sense just to pick up as many of these high tier soldiers as we can because, you know, after after we lose some, they're going to really kind of hurt us in the long run. Unfortunately, though, we can't feed these guys, so that's also something we're going to have to take into account. Please have some food. Barely any food. Okay, that'll give us maybe a day's worth of food. It was better than letting this army roam around, and that hopefully will now send the Aseria backpacking and give them something to think about for a little while. We need to rush back to one of these towns. Hopefully we... Oh my, the game just does not want me to record today one bit. So seemingly, for whatever reason, after that battle, it just kept on crashing, annoyingly. So I had to basically go back to our previous save file, and I just jumped on my army and fought it with the army before it broke apart. Hopefully that was, yeah, just the best case scenario of it happening. It might mean that this episode is a little bit shorter, that I do apologize for, but again, we've had like a lot more crashes, probably more crashes than we had in like the past 10 episodes today. Hopefully that's not anything negative going forward, and we'll be able to kind of just carry on our way. For whatever reason, the Aseria land seems to be full of crashes, and that's kind of them just, I guess, channeling their gods to make it so that we can't take their land. Speaking of which, plenty of food here. We're going to take all that fish. That should hopefully give us enough, and we are on the lookout for oil. I'm not sure if it's crude oil or just normal oil. We're going to take it regardless, and jewelry as well. We're also going to grab all the water, even though we have like 1,500 barrels right now. There's also plenty of horses here as well, so we'll just grab a few more of them. Are we herded at all? Doesn't look like it. No? Yeah, no, we're not. Cool. So let's go ahead and wait until we're fully rested, and or that we have basically our entire army back up from being wounded, as we were losing plenty of them. Oh, the AI has also sieged me really right there. I guess we'll get on the move then. Even though we're going to have wounded, which is going to slow us up, I guess we'll go on the way. And I think, as I said, we're going to go independent now. I'm not going to go join up with any armies. We're going to move around with our 400 elite soldiers and kind of just rock with that. I think that'll be a really kind of fun challenge of a campaign. Okay, we're about to turn up inside of the settlement. I think we're going to arrive just in time. It doesn't seem like they've built their siege camp yet. 700 soldiers. I'm kind of regretting and they're attacking already, right? We just have to go in. They're already attacking. Yeah, they're immediately attacking. We could try and break in, I guess, and help defend the settlement. I'm hoping we can get there in time. So, okay, let's think about this really quickly. They have 600 men. We have about 300. Well, how many men are we going to lose to break in? 38 soldiers. That would give us a decent total, honestly, to repel them. I think that's what we might do, is try and fight our way in and get inside of the settlement. Obviously, upgrading anybody we can along the way, and also probably taking all these prisoners, because our morale is like 100. There's no way our men break, and especially in a siege battle, there's no way they can break. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do any upgrades. We have our engineering up, which is actually quite nice. We'll definitely do... I mean, neither of these are particularly too great. Range siege engines are less likely to hit whilst being bombarded. I don't really know what that means. And reducing siege engines... Sorry, range siege engines have more HP in missions as well. I guess that's quite nice, because when we're like looking to break down a wall, that's going to be our objective. And yeah, I guess we could also just assault the siege camp as well. I mean, we'd still be heavily outnumbered. I'm trying to think what would be more fun. Probably a defensive siege battle, but we have fought a lot of defensive siege battles. Let's just attack the siege camp this time. And oh my god, look at this. This is why I'm so excited about fighting in the desert. I mean, could you see a thing? Just about our torches down on the ground. That looks so cool. Our army preparing to fight in a dust storm. I mean... Come on, how awesome is that? Look at our forces. Yeah, this is going to be a hard one, because we are severely outnumbered as well. So let's set up our formation like we did last time. I think 2 squads of missiles and 2 squads of infantry actually was really effective. And this is a proper battle as well. This is a battle we actually have to fight. I'm pretty sure this weather does also massively reduce our missile capabilities, which is going to be a real pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my formation probably like this. So we have this square here that hopefully the arrow will smash in, and then we'll protect our missiles like that, and then we'll have our 2 archer blocks like here in the gaps. I am very nervous though that like we're not even going to be able to like hit the enemy. It'll be interesting to see how far away they have to be to really start hitting them. That's why my line here is a little bit not as aggressive. Most of our polearms in this unit as well, and yeah, they're far across the desert. Look at that. Oh, so cool, marching towards us. Luckily, though, their quality is nowhere near as strong as the previous battle. Yeah, there's a lot of weaker units here. Their archers look good. But hopefully we're both in the same situation. And again, their cavalry does also look pretty strong. I think I'm going to lead a preemptive charge and try and whittle down some of their cavalry. They have 100 horses on either side, / camels on either side. And I think going in and trying to reduce that number quickly is going to be important, especially because we've only got one shield protecting us. So let's go in here and see what we can do. Again, even if we just dismount them, that's going to be good. I'm going to try and just disrupt them as much as possible here. Hit, hit, hit. Any horses we take down is going to be big. Hopefully the rest of our boys can get stuck in as well. Some good damage there. Knocked him off his horse. We'll finish him off like so. Keep on striking at them. They did break through and they're probably charging right towards my formation. Again, it's so difficult to see. There's just soldiers coming from like anywhere. So let's take him out. I think this is their main front line here. I'm going to avoid going into like a, I'm going to try and avoid my best going into like a bird's eye view, as I feel like this battle warrants like reduced visibility. So because of that, I don't want to be like taking a look and commanding the battle from overhead. And oh my God, look up there. The mountains are opening for us. Oh, I take a fire arrow to the chest. Yeah, here's our formation here. And our front line is now hitting. Okay, let's get back to the formation. I'm actually going to make both my missile squads into shield wall, I think. I don't think the archers are going to be doing a lot. So let's get them into shield wall so they can better deal with the enemy missiles. Let me out, let me out. Infantry on the right-hand side, I think, did a good job. It's another camel wounded. Yeah, and these guys being in a little bit of a tighter formation is going to be big. Okay, now let's take... Oh, they're already fighting. Okay, actually, you guys just engage. Let's rotate around, get you guys in the engage mode. That'll basically make them just push into the enemy formation without too much hassle. We'll take them out, take him out. And then our square's going to be doing a great job, even though they're taking the brunt of the enemy assault. And then when they're... Oh, my, there's so many good archers. And then when their camels are a lot reduced, we will then utilize that to our advantage by bringing our missiles in to help out, I think. But for now, yeah, it's just whittling these guys down in the dead of night, in the Sandstorm. Luckily, we definitely have one of the better weapons to be taking out these camels as well. So I'm happy that we've stuck with a glaive for this long. It has the range to definitely do some damage. And even if we mess up a little bit, it's still pretty good. Okay, missiles push up on this flank now. The infantry are coming in and helping out as best as they can. This is an absolute mosh pit. Wow, I love it though. Looks awesome. Then obviously dealing with their other lines is going to be important. How's our main line? Still forming a square? Okay, you guys need to push now. Break formation and then our main line, just push up here, please. Yeah, do that, do that. We still got infantry to our right. And then we'll bring up this line of missiles. Stick them like right here. Yes, go right here and go into loose formation. We don't have as much enemy cavalry to worry about anymore. They're going to push up now. You guys are still just engaging, which is good. And then as soon as we hit these guys, that should break their formation. There's a lot of very good enemy cavalry, though, on the front lines to be aware of. Okay, you guys here yet? Go, go, go. Come on, get your asses up here, please. Need a bit more oomph. I mean, they're in heavy armor, so what do you expect, right? Okay, now charge. That should be them all on the... No, boys, boys, boys. Right here, please. There we go. There we go. They are fighting a casual retreat right now. The AI is trying to pull back as best they can. There you can see, look at that green on the right-hand side. Lots of casualties. And I think we've broken their main line, or at least they're falling back. It's so hard to tell if they're retreating, falling back, like what's happening. Yep, the Remnants is just retreating from the battlefield. And that's great, because that's basically, again, push the Aseria back. They won't be able to form up another army for a little while. Or if they do, it won't be as large. And now we can take the advantage to push on the other side of the other castles that we still have left to take. Ideally, I would love to have the 4 castles I originally planned to take under my control before the end of this episode. Unfortunately, one of them causes a crash, but the other one is definitely ripe for the picking. Okay, let's see what loot they've given us. Hopefully, some more food. That is something that I actually have been meaning to continue to build up on. Not a lot of it. And I want to avoid taking the cattle if I can, just because it does slow us up. But yeah, nice. We smashed that army. I'll 100% take that. And I do have some rabble still left going, but we'll just go into the city, which is fine. And then I guess, set our eyes on this southernmost settlement. Oh, wow. There's another army. Okay, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it would be by myself. We're going to have to... Yeah, we still have 130 wounded. So actually, let's just hold up here for the meantime. Let our soldiers heal. We have the food. Again, if our boy gets captured... Okay, yeah. Wow, he is... Okay, he is, like, going aggressive there. I'm going to let my... Okay, we have to jump out here and save him. But I think that's going to be for next episode. There were a bunch of crashes, which is why this episode's a little bit shorter than normal, so apologies for that. But yeah, next episode we take this. I think we take this castle, and we also probably go back and take this settlement just to really secure up our borders. Oh, we're also being sieged here by what? Oh, by a battalion force. Interesting. Well, I'm hoping that the rest of the boys can deal with that, but yeah, I mean, who knows if they actually can. I mean, fingers crossed that they can. But yeah, we'll go ahead and deal with this next episode, and I guess just ignore our northern borders. I mean, again, we could just peace out with Britannia as well. It means more trade for the most part, because it means Britannian caravans can come to our city, which is pretty nice indeed. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying this series, please do continue to drop a like and a comment down below. It massively helps out the channel. Keep on giving me companion ideas. Let me know about what you think about the things I asked, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh yeah, and also don't forget to subscribe. We now have our site set on 220,000 subscribers. Still a ways away, but still going to be an awesome mountain to climb.